Here we are.
Oh,
Finally, we made it through.
yes.
Look at us. We're here, ready to go.
Right. Oh, I'm pleased with that. That's worked out well.
That,
Oh,
well, I don't know how well it worked out so far, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
did
First
you
of all,
get
we have to thank our friend Justin Cook for putting us together.
yeah.
Yeah, good guy. I don't know if he told you the story how I met him, but
No,
he didn't tell you. So,
no.
as you know, because you're very good friends with him, he's an artist, and he made a great sketch of the band Extreme. And I'm very friendly with him. So Justin and I got talking. He sent me some original prints, and I gave them to the band. And one day, Pat and I were out having a couple of cocktails, and I said, Pat, you know the guy that made those uh, prints for us? He goes, yeah. I go,
Mhm.
let's call him. He's in the UK. So after a couple of beers, Pat and I called him, and Justin uh, picked up the phone, and he almost shit himself. And Pat talked to him for 20 minutes, and it was a good time. So we've been pretty good friends ever since.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and he said to me, he goes, Jesus, John, he says, my friend David Woodcock is tremendous. You got to get this guy on. So that's why you and I are here today, and I appreciate that.
That's great. I was warning you while you were talking there. I've still got it in two channels, but it's all right. We'll work it out. I'm just worried when I start playing, it might be a bit weird, but we'll work it out.
Okay, we can work it out.
Yeah. I
Cool.
just want, yeah, it will work out.
So you're in the UK. What part of the UK you in?
Oh, we're in Southend, which is, I don't know how familiar you are with England, but it's not actually on the south coast. It's Southend is in Essex, so it's next to London.
Excellent, excellent. And you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, I've been playing for years, yeah.
Yeah. How did you get into it?
Well, I just always wanted to do it from a young age. And so I think the first time I got into playing live was I joined like a little jazz night. There used to be a jazz night in a basement, and I used to go along and watch. And I watched them one day, they just said, come up. And so then I started playing jazz when I was like 16 with people. And then from that, I joined loads of bands and left college and realized that I really just wanted to write my own songs because that's what I'd been doing all along. And then it took quite a long time, really, doing that and doing cover gigs and that. And then I got into my early 30s, signed to a record label called Blow Up Records. Had a bit of marginal success with that. Did two albums with them, and then I left the label in lockdown and decided to start my own one, which is called Thank Dog Records. And just been doing my own stuff since really, and we've done well, now I've done five albums properly, really. I was doing a lot of stuff before that, but five albums properly.
Yeah. And how did you really get into it? Like, do you have a parent or someone that got you into music?
Oh, originally.
Originally.
Um, well, I just had a piano in the house and just always used to want to play it as a kid. And when I was 13, I started having piano and guitar lessons. Again, guitar, wanted to do that. And yeah, I just wanted to play,
I wish I did the same thing when I was a kid because right now I can't play anything.
Right.
Oh, but
You've
yeah.
got a drummer there, you know? You know?
What's
You
that?
got a drummer? Are you a drummer? You got a drum kit behind?
I am not a drummer. Actually, this is a green screen, believe it or not.
Oh my God.
It looks pretty good though, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is
That,
doing my editing guy
is that a
over the
green
side here.
is that a green screen of the back of your house?
Oh, if it was, it'd be tidier. I haven't had much of a chance to tidy up actually. I teach music as well, so I was just literally teaching someone for 2 hours
Oh, great.
and then came straight out of my little studio in the garden to come inside because this piano's nicer and I've got a better Wi-Fi connection in here, so I thought come in here.
Well, I
But
appreciate
very
it.
convincing. Your green screen, yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So you have four albums out, you said?
Five.
Five albums. And the new
Yeah,
one,
five.
one just dropped recently. Is that correct?
Readjusting, yeah.
Readjusting. So for our listeners, if you go search David Woodcock, Woodcock, and it's called Readjusting. And check that out. And
That's right.
later on, David's going to play a couple of songs from that, and we're really looking forward to that. So, David, tell us what else you do. Is music your full-time gig?
That and teaching at the minute. Yeah, I used to be full time doing music, and teaching used to be probably about 20% of my income. But as I say, I think since lockdown, I just reevaluated it all because I was doing a lot of gigs that were open mics and cover gigs, like running the open mics, and then obviously you have to adjust. And the world turned into this actually a lot more on Zoom. I didn't do that for this is the first time I've been on Zoom for years. Um, Hence why it took us so long to work the meeting out. But yeah, just I do just my own stuff and selling albums and doing teaching at the minute. Yeah, it's my full-time thing.
That's a great thing. That's a great thing.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I didn't used to like teaching as much when I was younger. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to be able to retire out of that, all of that, and just do it all full-time music, doing my own stuff. But at the moment, that's not viable. But I do enjoy both jobs, so it's fine.
And when you say teaching, you're talking music teaching?
Yeah, I teach. My main things are teaching guitar, piano, and I teach a bit of bass, bit of ukulele. I also help a lot of people with composition, teaching them how to write songs, how to know where they're going, just that structure of, oh, hang on a minute, there's an idea. And sometimes you get someone on my piano out in the garden, actually, I've got loads of stickers on it. Whenever anyone goes wrong, there was a bloke in the other day, he went to do an A flat major 7, he was like this. And instead of hitting A flat major 7, he hit a G flat in the left hand. I went, and rather than sort of go, that's horrible, I went, God, it's not right, but I love it. And I've nicked that and put that in one of my socks out.
I get it. I get
He's
I
in his
actually-
80s, but Eddie, come on, meant to be. Oh my God, did you see that? Who was
Yeah,
what was that? What? I think I've got a burglar.
a burglar.
Come on, our ideas.
All right. This is the most
I can't hear them.
this is the most catastrophic.
Why did you come back now?
He's
There
alright.
now. Right, hold on. You know.
If anything, we're getting a good laugh out of it.
You, ow. No.
Yes. Right. Oh, good.
I've got a great idea. I've got a brilliant idea. I'm going to play the track on a CD and sing to the camera on mime. On mime, and then you'll be able to get the exact MP3 in time, won't you?
Boom. Look at that.
This is completely off the wall.
There's,
Bear with me.
there's
I'm
nothing
just
that we can't fix right here. God damn it.
I'm going to get my player. I'm going to get my CD player from the studio. Bear with me. Right, hold on.
All right. I'm holding.
Oh my God, this is new ground. Another one.
Oh, burglars everywhere.
Yeah. I don't mind a look at that one so much, though.
I can see why.
You know, it's a Monday, but I think I'm going to treat myself to a beer after this now.
Well, while you were gone, I said there's not even whiskey involved yet. We're already having a lot of fun.
Yeah. Right. Well, this has never been done before. This is crazy. Let's see how we go. Right, I'm going to do Lost in My Hometown then. Sing along to it. Oh,
When we go out, there's nothing there now. My heart gathers dust. There's just a hole where it was. Ooh, and we like to sing. We do karaoke. Pick a song and a low key, and always end up making more than a meal of it. I'm in and out of love with the streets that I live on. I don't wanna move away, but I just can't get on out. I'm down. Right now I'm so lost in my hometown. stayed in all week. I found myself unpaid work. I might go out on Sunday, go watch the band play. But I'm tired of the blues and the same old jokes, the faceless women and the sleazy blokes. I heard our names eavesdropped, and once it gets started, they never stop going on. In and out of love with the streets that I live on. They wanna move away, but I just can't get on. Out, I'm down. Right now I'm so lost in my hometown. A string of lonely nights and empty days, dodging all the crowds via alleyways. I'm out and I'm down. Now I just wanna get lost in my hometown. Oh darling, take me downtown. I'm so lost in my hometown. Feels like I'm lost in my hometown. I'm lost in my hometown, but nothing is waiting for you.
Oh my God. I don't know if I like the singing better, the dancing better, or the background. Everything. This is classic. Oh my God. We couldn't make this shit up if we tried. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Well, we get one clap. David Woodcock. That was awesome.
Good.
Awesome.
Right.
There's a first for everything, my friend.
Oh, right, this is good fun. Right, okay. God knows what's going to come out. I mean, you could leave your dignity at the door here, possibly.
I guess
Right, let's go. Look, what's going to be next? This is like my Ed Sullivan. You know, I've never gone out on American TV show before.
oh, here you
See
go.
the parallels here straight away, can't you? You know, right?
Awesome stuff. We love it. So you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
What is your end goal? Like, where would you like to be in like 10 years?
With my own house. I'd like to be able to afford to, have my own place. Not necessarily, but just have an investment and be a bit more secure. But there's probably I'm in the wrong game. I think maybe I should take up plumbing. But you never know your luck. But musically speaking, I'd like to be able to do gigs. I was thinking about this the other day because I would like to be able to go around the UK and sell out venues around the UK and maybe Europe. I'd like to go to America as well, but I'm just realistic, really. UK, if I was just known in the UK and could go to any town in the UK and have a little audience there, a cult following, and if I had that in America, we could do that. But that's a way off for me, yeah. But in 10 years' time, who knows? But just to have really like enough fans there, people like it, interested in what you're doing. And I've got that quite heavily concentrated into my hometown. And we've done crowdfunders for the last two albums. And we've raised enough money to make it so I'm not running at a loss and can afford to actually make the records. So that's a big plus. So I'm very grateful for that, to have that audience there. So I think I'd like to just scale up on that and be able to get it. So, because some people have invested in me all over the country, and I would like it so there wasn't just one fan up in Manchester well, I've got a few in Manchester. It's a bad example, but like Stockport, for instance, I've got a fan in Stockport, fan in Stockton-on-Tees, and fan right out in the Scottish Islands. And like, if we could get it, so I had a few fans enough so we could do it, and it was spread, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, that's a pretty good plan there. So when you're out playing, you have a band. Who is
Yeah.
in your band?
Our band's a fantastic band. It's the best band I've had. We've got Wendy Solomon's on the bass. She's also, my partner. I think she might have just walked through a minute ago, and on the bass. And we've got Joe Blamey on the drums, and we've got Mark Elliott on guitar. Wendy's main claim to fame, actually, at the minute, even though she's a great songwriter in her own right, she used to do a band called Angel and the Melody Horns, but she doesn't really do that anymore. She's also a bass player in the all-female version of the band Slade. I don't know if you've heard of Slade.
Yes.
She's in a female. She's in a female tribute to that called Slady.
Wow.
And they get quite a lot of work. And to be honest with you, and sometimes off the back of that, people are so into Slady. She goes, "Well, this is my other band that I do." So actually, that's helped me get a few more audience sometimes on the back of that.
That's a bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds like a great lineup that you got there.
Yeah, it's very good. And we got on that Lost in My Hometown, the saxophone player, by the way, is an American friend of mine. He's actually from Seattle. Don't know what part of America you're Boston, aren't you?
Yes, we're in Boston.
He's from Seattle, and he played a bit of saxophone for me on that.
Excellent. Excellent. They were all on your albums. So you have the same band. You've had the same band for quite a while.
Yeah, I've had the same bands. The drummer's the newest member. He's been in the band since 2019, the end of 2019, and we're just starting to get good, and that's when we all shut down. But we're quite solid now. This is actually the longest running lineup I've had because I've always had like coming and going drummers, and I had a couple of issues with guitarists, but the bass player Wendy's been in it since about 2012 now, so she's in it for the long haul as well.
Now, that seems like quite a long time for the same band, which is a great
Yeah.
thing. It meshes very well because being in a band, as you know, but for our listeners, it's like being in a dysfunctional family sometimes.
Yeah, well,
You
quite
can't.
fun. Yeah, I mean, I think probably the one that's most likely to have an argument with me is Wendy because she's obviously my girlfriend as well. So that can sometimes but it's good because they all tell me if it's rubbish, which I think is handy.
Well, it's definitely not rubbish. It's very
Yeah,
impressive, very catching. And you have kind of an eclectic group of music. Like some of it is funky, some of it is quiet and love song type, some is, all these different genres, which kind of makes it your own type of music. So kind of a cool.
yeah. I've never been one for trying to pigeonhole yourself to a genre. I had a friend of mine recently. He said to me, "We were talking about genres," and I said, "I don't know what genre." I was trying to advertise my music. I said, "I just don't know how to advertise it because I know some people they do really well because there's such a genre, ska or metal or whatever, and people know what they're going to get. Boom, yeah, I'm in." But with me, it's not as easy as that. So because you've got all those different things, sometimes people go, "Well, I like that one, but I'm not so keen on that." So it's harder in a way sometimes to get things. But he said, "Well, the good thing is," he said, "you're your own genre. You're your own genre, if you know what I mean. You're your own guy." But I mean, I don't think I'm sure there's many people like that. It's just being eclectic.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. You give me the vibe a little bit of Justin Hawkins.
I don't know. Oh, is that the bloke out of the darkness?
Darkness.
Oh my God, really? Oh, I've
Isn't
never
that
had that one. But it makes a change.
Yeah, I mean, it's the voice too, obviously, because we have the Boston accent here, but
Oh,
very eclectic. The music is a very wide variety of music. And
I tell you, who I like who's from Boston. I used to be really into him, especially when I was younger. Jonathan Richman.
I am not familiar with
Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers.
I'm not familiar with them. I'm sorry.
Jonathan Richman. He used to hang out with the Velvet Underground. slept on their sofa in New York. But yeah, John and Richmond. Oh, you want to check him out. He's got a song actually that talks about going through Boston. And I've often thought, I've listened to this song before, and I've often thought, even though I've never been to Boston, I've often thought, wow, I want to go to where he's talking about. He's talking about. I think he talks about going down to a fountain or something. And I can imagine this, you know, it sort of feels like I've been there, even though I haven't
Yeah, Boston's a great music city.
really.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
I'd like
lot of venues. They've built a lot of places, and music is starting to come alive again around here.
cool.
Is a good thing, and hopefully you can get here sometime, and we'll check you out live. Before we go, let's hear another song, and,
Yeah.
and can we witness another dance too? I mean, that was really
See, it's the only way we can do it, isn't it?
that was off the charts.
God. Right. Well, do we do? Well, which one do you want to do? Do you want? Because we were talking about space again, or laughing at me, weren't we? So which one would you like first? The laughing at me is lively. Space again is a ballad.
Let's do Space again, and then we can get into Laughing with Me.
I might not dance on this one then. Or who knows? Let's see where the music takes me. Never know. I might ask Wendy to come down. We do a bit ballroom.
Ladies and gentlemen, Space again with David Woodcock.
Like a dog let off the leash, you might not return to me. Someone else might take you home. You might run out into the road, but in that fear I have to find a trust in you that isn't blind. And in the dark we move to light. Alone I find you're here tonight. Now we're into space again. We both need our space again. We're drifting into space again. We both need our space, and then we have some time to breathe. You come back to me, and we're back in that same place again. Just drifting into space again. Let the bird fly from the cage. Always wanted to be free. I trailed the forest floor and missed the blossom in the trees. And in that fear I have to find a love for you that isn't blind. Dead blooms return to life. Growing places I was petrified. Now we're in space again. We both need our space again. Drifting into space again. We both need our space, and then we have some time to breathe. You come back to me, and we're back in that same place again. Oh, we have some time to breathe. Are you coming back to me? And we're back in that same place again. Oh, we have some time to breathe. You come back to me, and we're both back into space again. Just drifting into space again. place again. Just drifting in space again.
It was David Woodcock with Space Again. I was getting worried, man, when you started taking the jacket off.
No. Oh, well.
So are you going to get Wendy down for laughing with me again, or is she?
Wendy, did you want to come down for this one? Laughing at me again. Because I think he wants a bit of glamour. No, it's not going to happen, I'm afraid.
She's out. Wow.
Well, she's out. Yeah, she's upstairs. But yeah, no, she said.
I get it. So, okay, cool. So we'll do laughing with me again pretty soon. And again,
stop laughing at me.
I have been laughing at you. This has been the funniest production that we've done. So thank you for.
Oh, cheers.
They usually go smooth and they're serious. This one is anything but either. So thank you.
Yeah, this one did this one. Yeah.
So
did it tell you what it's about, or are you just playing it?
Let's hear what it's about.
Oh, this one was written after I'd been to a pub quiz. I was meeting a mate, and he turned up to a pub quiz. You have quizzes in America, don't you? Yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, I know, like, I know it's not that big a country, America. I wasn't sure, but no. So we had a pub quiz, and I finished last because my friend I was with hates quizzes and decided to talk all over it. And then they announced it at the end of the night. You have a name. Our name of my team was I'm a cockapoo, and I'll cockapoo you because I'm a dog, you see. And it's funny because she's like looking at it and she couldn't read what it said, and she just went, "Oh, in last place is Dave's team," and the whole pub just exploded with laughter. And it inspired me because I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to get you back on this. So yeah, this is called Laughing at Me.
All right, David Woodcock with Laughing at Me. Let's hear it.
Get the CD player.
They're laughing at me again. Perhaps I should pretend I never saw them. Laughing at me again. They deny it all and blame my paranoia. Laugh some more, laugh some more. Laughing at me again. I heard what they said when my back was turned. My so-called friends, I know now my suspicions are confirmed. They soothed me with delusions, made me see what I didn't dare, encouraged my illusions, made me believe that they cared. Laughing at me again. I'm flattered I divert them from their boredom. As the stories take shape, I could break and relinquish my decorum. Laugh some more, laughing at me again. Soon they'll laugh on the other side of their faces. They're not my real friends, validated. I'll move on to better places. Oh, they soothed me with delusions, made me believe that I was a king, encouraged my illusions. Now I can see through everything. again. They're laughing at me again. They're laughing at me again. But the last laugh's on
Woodcockmusic.com. Download some music, buy some albums. Yeah, support these local musicians. We like to think as our guests come on as an acquaintance or a mate, as we may say, and leave as a friend. So, David, thank you so much. This is the most fun I've had with my clothes on. This was this was a riot. We had a lot of trials and tribulations. We had
You've got to come over to South End.
Crazy, crazy. And, you know, we like to think that everyone leaves as a friend. So thank you for coming on and being our friend.
So thank you for having us, John. Absolutely.
Awesome. Awesome.